How do you eat an elephant? Slice by slice. That's something a programming agency once told me. The name was Elephant Slices, I think, and even though it didn't work out in the end, the name and the story kind of stuck with me. An investment round is like an elephant. This has nothing to do with the physique of investors. This has something to do with the time and effort it requires. Many first-time founders think an investment round works like this. Write a deck, get a meeting, get some more meetings, write up a contract, and ka-ching. In the best case scenario, this might work. Someone with big pockets and strategic value falls in love with you and is willing to take the big risk. Money attracts money, right? If someone like this is your lead investor, you can usually secure more money than you were looking for. Best case. But often it goes differently. A few players are interested and would go in if the other follows suit as well. If you lack process, you might end up with nothing. So you're looking at the phone, waiting for weeks, for months, forever. You are trying to eat the elephant as a whole. So how do you create a realistic timeline with smaller conversion milestones to keep the ball afloat? How do you eat an elephant? One way to approach this is as follows. You create 3 phases. The first one consists of sharing the deck, having the first meetings, closing the letter of intent. 2 to 3 months usually. Second, making the due diligence, closing the letter of commitment. 2 months or more. The third phase, negotiating investment contracts and closing for real. 1 to 2 months. In the first phase, you circulate your deck and discuss your product, vision, etc. You set a date until you would like to get a positive or negative feedback. A positive feedback should result in a signed letter of intent, LOI. Something you can work with to get commitments by other people. Side note, the LOI is nothing enforceable. It's just a more believable gentleman's agreement. The second phase looks at your numbers, pipelines, etc. You're now working towards a letter of commitment, specifying how much someone would be willing to throw in at a round with evaluation X under the premise that at least Y gets committed. If you have one LOC that covers a significant amount of the round, congratulations, you found your lead investor. This will be the main person to discuss terms with for phase 3. The third round is where you commit yourself to your contract partners and stop negotiating on the side. Amount, deadline, and evaluation should be more or less settled and terms are to be discussed. What to look for in regards of terms is a topic too large for this time. So I would just leave it at terms are more important than percentage. One last thing. As you can see, the process takes a long time. So investors will pay attention to the promises you made during that time. This means that a too optimistic sales projection will directly destroy your success in the second and third phase because they will see that it didn't work out as you promised. Happened to me too. You know who you are. I'm sorry. The general approach for investment rounds can also be applied to sales. It's basically the same thing, right? The 2 important takeaways are find ways to split up the levels of commitment you need from the other side. And the second one, try to create a quid pro quo relationship that the other side also understands. Communicate the flow. I hope this helped you with your next sales/fundraising project and I wish you a great evening. See ya!